The United Nations estimates that as many as 5 million Ukrainians could be driven out of the country by this war, with other European leaders urged to accept their share of the refugees. Poland says that more than 100,000 people have already crossed its border from Ukraine since the invasion began, with thousands more people fleeing into Moldova, Romania, Slovakia and Hungary. Well, Joung-ah Ghedini Williams is the head of Global Communication Service for the United Nations Refugee Agency. Welcome to the programme. Thanks for your time. What are the immediate humanitarian needs of people fleeing Ukraine and indeed those choosing to remain behind?
As you mentioned, the numbers are starting to grow, and this is exponential. As of yesterday, we had only recorded around 50,000 people who had fled across the borders into neighboring countries from Ukraine. And already by this afternoon, it was 150,000. And as you noted, the numbers continue to climb. And as people come across, we're trying to assess what the exact needs are. Obviously, right now, it's urgent basic supplies, shelter, food, clean water, healthcare, medical assistance, and that includes psychosocial trauma. But I think we'll only get a true sense of how much will need to be done in the coming days.
As the number of people attempting to flee Ukraine continues, what are the destinations realistically available to them?
Right now, we've seen that not only the governments, but the local communities in all the neighboring countries have been completely hospitable. All the borders are open. People are even opening their own homes, starting food banks within local communities and neighborhoods. So we're seeing a huge outpouring of support and solidarity. I think for the time being, most Ukrainians do want to stay very close to home. Many of them have family members that are still inside the country. They left their house, they left their pets, they left everything that they own. So I think most people would prefer to stay as close as possible. And if the situation allows, if security allows, to quickly go back. So I think right now the countries you did mention, Poland, Hungary, Moldova and Romania are the ones where we're seeing the largest numbers of arrivals.
What are the best ways, I wonder, in which the international community can provide useful and immediate support to the people of Ukraine?
I think both internally and externally. You know, UNHCR has been in the region for decades. We've been in Ukraine for over 30 years. So we still have a very large presence. We have about 115 staff on the ground. They're bunkered alongside all the civilians within Ukraine, but we're ready. In fact, even today, we were able to dispatch a few lorries filled with supplies, basic supplies. And I think it will be critical that we're able to quickly change and adapt. Right now, we don't know where the greatest need will be. It seems that people are fleeing in all different directions. And it is clear, though, that it is those life-saving measures, shelter, food, and water, health facilities. Those will be the primary things that we'll need to reinforce very quickly.
It's been heartbreaking watching the pictures of small children clearly terrified in underground shelters, hiding from Russian military action in their own homes. I wonder what the long-term implications are of this violent crisis in the years ahead.
I think this is the thing that so many of us are having such a difficult time with. We've been speaking with our own colleagues who have their families and who are based inside Ukraine. And I think even a few days ago, none of us could have anticipated what is happening. And as you say, not only people bunkered down wherever they can be, but also those people that had to very quickly leave. If you or I were in a situation where we had just minutes to leave our homes, what would we grab? Would you have the time to grab your passport, to grab some cash? What would you take with you and what would you have to leave behind? It's an impossible decision that people are making inside Ukraine today.
Joung-ah Ghedini Williams, thank you very much indeed for talking to us.
Thank you.